Hi, everybody. Welcome to this week's Oracle Card Guidance and Lesson. I'm Colette Baron-Reid. We are working with one of my earlier Oracle card decks this week called the Enchanted Map. I wrote this deck 9 years ago and published it 8 years ago, and it's still as accurate now as it was then. Happy holiday of any kind that you celebrate for you. For all of us, no matter how we celebrate the season, I hope this week is really beautiful. Now, we're going to be doing the same kind of format as I always do every week, where I've chosen 6 cards at random out of the deck. I'm going to tell you which card is which according to the number. You're going to pick a number between 1 and 6. And that card is going to be really important to you this week. The story I'm telling with all 6 cards is the overarching theme all of us are going to be. It's kind of like being under the umbrella of weather. It's like a weather report, kind of like an astrology report for the week. Each one of us deals with it differently, but these are the subjects that are important. Okay, so let's start with card number 1. Card number 1 is education. And so this week being the big holiday week, we have to remember we're here to learn something. We're not here to teach anybody anything. We're here to really absorb information. This comes from listening. It comes from reading. It comes from absorbing. So education is we are the ones receiving an education. And so be teachable this week. Allow others. You don't have to be right this week at all. If anything, just being open to new ideas is the best way to approach the week for all of us this week. And what a good suggestion, given many people are going to be seeing their families this week with varied opinions at the dinner table. Anyway, now let's take a look at card number 2. Card number 2 is metamorphosis. You notice that my artist, Jenna, uses a lot of these flamingo images and the between worlds images. You'll notice a theme in all my Oracle card decks. So this is a flamingo turning into a butterfly. And so the metamorphosis means that you're not 100% where you want to be yet. And so don't expect yourself to be there yet. This is really an understanding how to get from A to B. And so you're not the flamingo and you're not the butterfly. You're something in between. You're this new version of yourself that really you get to try out this week. So new ideas that you have about the way you communicate with others, etc. You can actually try that out this week. So this always it has a tendency to have a very positive feeling to it too, because you're always changing for the better when this card shows up, especially with education. So you're learning about how you want to become and how you want to be proud of yourself. Now, card number 3 is strength. You have the strength to do it. You can do what you need to do. You can set boundaries. You can say no. You can make a point without raising your voice. Or if you have to raise your voice, go ahead. Maybe you haven't been able to, and now you want to, and you can do that too. So it's really not about tone policing yourself at all this week. It's about being really yourself and having convictions about what you believe, yet being really teachable also. You are strong enough to learn new things is another way to look at this card too, that you're not going to fall apart if you learn something new. And if you want to share an idea with somebody else, you want to share yourself with others, you also have the strength to do that too. Moose break. Yes, it is the last moose break of the year. We are going to have a moose break. Why am I doing this? Because I want you to subscribe to my channel. That's why. Subscribe to my channel and then the bell comes up and then you want to click on that bell and you will win a moose. No, you will not. You won't win any mooses, but you will get a chance to get my video every single week. Both videos, the one I did today and the Astro Oracle I'm doing tomorrow. You'll get them every single week first before anybody else does in your inbox. So that's a beautiful message. Now, Sad Embrace is an interesting card. A lot of people get sad over these holidays. I know for me, it used to be really like that. Both my parents got sick and died over this holiday 30 and 31 years ago. So for the longest time, it tended to be a holiday that I was very bah humbug until I met the Santa's elf, my husband, and he turned it all around. He's dancing behind the camera right now. Yay. And now I'm the one that wants to put the tree up first. But, there are people in your life that might be sad during the holidays, and this is a reminder to spread a little joy to them. One of the things that I did when I first got sober, I'm coming up to 34 years clean and sober soon, in a week, or less than a week, and I went to volunteer at places where there were people who had nothing. And I got to tell you something, that made, to go and do that with my time when I could have gone to a party or whatever, was very humbling because I knew I had the privilege to do that and they didn't. But it really makes you be reminded that we really do need to share at this time of year. And not everybody is happy, joyous, and free. So be mindful of that and do your best to reach out, maybe just smile at somebody. You know, sometimes you see that crabby person at Starbucks, you didn't know that they don't have a family. They just look crabby. And instead, you know, you can pick up their coffee or something and spread a little cheer. But you do it your way. I'm giving you suggestions. Slow and Steady. This is actually one of my favorite artistic cards that Jenna has done. It's a fairy that's part of a snail. And it reminds us that the snail will win the race, that there is no race, that you don't have to rush through anything. Don't get bogged down by obligations and allow yourself the breathing space to really be present during this holiday season. That's what it's also saying. You don't have to rush. Don't rush. And last but not least, Sacred Pool. We don't tend to use this week as a contemplative week. We're rushing around, getting from place to place. But that is what this card is suggesting for all of us. So if you look at the entire story, it begins with education, and at the end, it ends with self-reflection, because that's what the Sacred Pool is. In between, we have the change of metamorphosis as we turn into the new self, the new social order that we're all trying to birth right now, and it's painful. And we don't have to go at it fast, and it can be pain. Again, it's painful, and other people can be in pain, and we can share our strength, our strength and our hope with others, because isn't that what we're looking for, is hope? And I believe that there's a lot of hope here. So let's spread the joy, the cheer, and the hope this week to others less fortunate, and let's remind ourselves to be grateful. I will be doing that right now, and that is my self-reflection, and certainly for the year before. Who were we, and who do we want to become in 2020? Question I'll ask you next week. All right, everybody, I'll see you tomorrow for the Astro Oracle reading. I'm going to use the same deck just to make it fun, and I'll see you then.